Welcome to ISE's Equity Index Weekly Outlook, a weekly outlook on ISE and other industry indexes, hosted by Patrick Ceresna, a derivative market specialist and investment manager with extensive expertise in options and the broader derivative markets. ISE trades options on more than 15 proprietary sector indexes, as well as broad-based indexes and a variety of licensed benchmarks. ISE continually enhances its trading systems and develops new index options products to provide investors with the best marketplace and investment tools to trade smarter.
Hello and welcome to the ISE Equity Index Outlook for June 15th, 2009. This is Patrick Ceresna. First off, I'm going to take a look at the S&P 500 using that SPDR exchange traded fund symbol SPY. Again, this week we spent consolidating up in this 94-95 zone, right above that 92-94 focal point. This is above a key support resistance level, but there is very clearly distribution going on along up here. There was three distinct candles that attempted to break out higher and make that push higher, and all of them reverse back on the downside on an intraday basis. The scenario which we have always favored and still have that siding towards is the fact that we get back down into this trade range. We're not outright bearish yet, but there's definitely distribution going on. And so really the only time this scenario comes into play is if we have some sort of breakdown candle that gets down below that 92 level. So this scenario is not in play unless we're under 92. If we continue to stay above 92, and particularly if we break above the 96 level, that reopens the window for a test up into the 100 and to 102 focal point up above before we really top out. So really we're just really waiting for that break of the range from the top and bottom to give us indication which direction this market's going to go. Next here I want to take a look at the ISE US Regional Banks Index, which is the symbol JLO. And the last few weeks of price action is a very good tell as to what's really happening in the market. While the broader markets are trying to push to higher highs, sectors such as regional banks continue to be distributed. And you can see that there's been absolutely no strength behind any of these rallies in this almost flagging style formation that's developing in here. And really, if there's no rally of significance higher, this may end up forming a head and shoulders style chart pattern, which will ultimately break on the downside with confirmation below that 15-16 zone on the downside. So it'll be very important to see whether or not this consolidation here breaks on that downside, but really at this stage it's very clear that there's simply no buyers in the sector. Next here I want to take a look at the ISE Sindex, which is the symbol SIN. This is an index of all the casino, tobacco, and distiller companies. And we had a second retest back into that 95 to 100 focal point up above, and we may be potentially seeing a double top here. It's too early to confirm anything of that nature, as this pullback right here is still following all the Fibonacci retracement rules, and still can reverse back on the upside. But any technical breakdowns toward the 84-86 zone immediately bring to our attention the possibility of a double top reversal, and at that stage we have to revisit the idea of this going all the way back down to the 75-77 zone. Next here I want to take a look at the ISE Home Builders Index, which is a symbol RUF, and similarly to regional banks, into this broader market strength we continue to see distribution going on. This is even weaker than the banking sectors. Reality is that any break of the 775 area on the downside opens the window for a move to come right down into that 650, 675, but simply there is no strength in this sector. Next here I want to take a look at the ISE Natural Gas Index, which is the symbol FUM, and we more or less continue to see strength higher in this natural gas index as the weakening US dollar continues to strengthen the commodity sectors. We are still anticipating a push up into that 95-98 zone as this is now holding up on these higher levels. Next here I want to take a look at the ISE Mini FTSE 100 Index, which is the symbol UKX, and the FTSE continues to be range bound between that 430 to 450 area in this ascending triangle formation. Traditionally, ascending triangles break to the upside. That any break above that 450 level would open the window for a shortened move that could go as little as 470, marked by the blue line, but a measured move would go all the way as high as the 480 to 495. Now we're not particularly siding with that. Simply, if we did have that breakout higher, that's where we would be targeting. But if the broader market starts reversing, it's very likely that the FTSE will follow suit with the consolidation. That was your ISE Equity Index Outlook. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for participating in this week's session. Please join us again next week. For more information about Patrick Ceresna and to sign up for free index options trade alerts, visit www.optionsource.net. To learn more about ISE index options, visit us at www.ise.com/indexoptions.